It's the 11th of March and I'd just like to share this with you. These two cases here are the banana type shallots. On the left are the zabroon. These have been sown 2 weeks ago. As you can see, the germination it's fairly mediocre. These have been kept at the 15 degrees centigrade and well watered. In here we've got the long red Florence and there's not one germinated. As I say, I'm not very happy really with that. I was expecting more or less 80-90% germination, but in this one there's nothing. Both of these sown exactly the same time, same compost, same propagator, not been allowed to dry out, and just don't understand. It's obviously got to be down to the seed, I would have thought. I will be probably doing a backup sowing of these just in case. However, I'll give them another week or so just to prove themselves. However, with the Brassicas, a totally different story. In this tray, out of 49 sowings, 47 have germinated. And as you can see, most of them have got their first true leaves on now, so they're more than ready for potting on. I'll be potting the Brassicas on just as they come. Starting off number 24, let's have a quick look on my chart. 24, and that's a cauliflower called Sarpo. Now this is a new variety for me, I've never ever grown it before. The reason I've tried it is because it's another one listed as club root resistant. I mean, the one I usually grow, Clapton, I'm growing that this year, but I thought I'd try this just as a backup in case the Clapton failed any time. So let's get potting on. This is quite an open compost I'm using. It's a Bathgate's Champions blend, quite open, sandy, and just pop the Brassica in. As you're well aware, you can plant these much deeper than they are. In fact, go down to the first seed leaf. That's gone in there, give it a tap, and job's a good one. What I'll be doing with these, once I've planted them all up, give them a good watering from the bottom, put them in a tray, and I'll be transferring these straight down to the greenhouse on the allotment, so they've got no supplementary eating at all. It's just what's in the greenhouse. If there's any cold nights forecast, I will pop a fleece over and maybe put one of them candles inside and all, just to try and take the frost off. But apart from that, them are now ready until I go out planting onto the allotment. And I think treating them this way, they put slower growth on, which makes the plant far more sturdy. Well, I have potted up quite nicely, as you can see, just above the bottom leaf, and so I'll give them a little bottom watering now. What I tend to do is pot up about 2 or 3 more than I need and just pick the breast, and any surplus then I can easily donate. The tomatoes have done really well in germination. I think I've had about 2 fail out the whole lot of those cell trays. 4 varieties there. There's Crimson Crush, a new variety Soderno, Tumbler, the one for the hanging baskets, and Sweet Million, the little cherry type. Potting on is so easy with these seedlings from the Agriland plug plant trainer. Just lightly fill a pot. I use a flat bottomed of a marker pen here, right the way down to the bottom. Just create a little hole, then gently grab the plant as it comes out. Notice the root ball still intact. Put it in the hole, let it go, and just gently surround it with the rest of the soil. Give it a little tap to get rid of any air pockets, and that's ready for giving it a little soak from the bottom. Here's the Brassicas potted up now. All told, I think I've done about 90, and looking on my plan, I have around 80 marked out in the bed, so that'll give me a few spares in case any fail. As you saw in the opening clip, the banana shallots was a bit of a disappointment, so I'm going to do a new sowing here. This time I'm doing them in 40 cell trays, single seed in each one. I don't think the tray's got anything to do with what happened or even the compost. I just think it was some duff seed that I've got. Not sure what the variety was, but I've got 2 different brands now. I'm going to do half and half of each, and we'll see what we get. I do like to dampen the compost before I sow the seeds. At least I know then the seeds touching moist compost. Some people spray after they've sown. I don't think there's any difference in which way you do. It's preference really. So putting this little hole in with a dibber. Old Steve over in Digwell has done a lovely little dibber out of his Lego kit, and he could get some good combinations with that. So that's another 2 trays of banana type shallots. There's long red Florence and there's a brune. I'm going to put those in the small votopod in the house around about 16-18 degrees. While we're still on the theme of sowing, I'm going to be starting the cucumbers off now. These are the small ones called mini munch. Got a 6 cell tray here, a seed in each one. I just really want 3, possibly 4 plants, but I'll just do them as a bit of insurance. 2 different manufacturers. There's King's here and Simply Seeds here. The Simply Seeds has 5 in and the King's one has 4. That's the problem with F1 seeds, you get very few seeds in, but not to worry. The thing I was going to point out is the sowing instructions or suggestions, and there's a bit of conflict in both of these. On the King seeds here, it suggests it's sowing at a depth around about 1.5 centimetres, that's just over ½ inch. But with the King's one, it suggested 1 inch, 2.5 centimetres. So a bit of conflicting instruction there. What I usually do is go down to about the first joint of my finger, pop it in on the side, cover them up and let them go. These will be going into the heated propagator in the house, round about 18 centigrade. So that's the cucumbers put into soak there. On the back row I put 3 Simply Seeds, and on the front row was 3 from King Seeds. I said on the packet before, the Simply Seeds have got 5 in. I opened the packet with the ad, but when I went to open the King Seeds, 4 stated on the front, there was only 3. Big deal you might think, but when you consider that's a 25% reduction in what should be in there, not very good. As we approach mid-March, most of you will probably be thinking about now starting your early potatoes. All the job for me at the moment is to clear the beds. I've still got 1 or 2 to sort out. A bit late actually. One job I've got to do is my potatoes. These are still from last year. I've got a couple of tubs here of Charlotte. Well, the main thing is I've still got all my main crop, the Sarpo Mira. There's 12 containers there that I've not touched. I can see the soil levels dropped a lot and there's some at the top are quite green. So I'm going to tip these out and have a look what we've got. This is a container of Charlottes that I've opened up. As you can tell, the weather has warmed up because quite a few of the potatoes now are growing shoots again. As part of the bed clean-up now, there's not that much left in the ground. I've got 1 or 2 swedes there, and up the top there's probably about 3 Savoy cabbages, which are not too big. In this area here, I've still got parsnip, probably about 10. Now these was chopped down to soil level during the winter, but they've started to sprout up again with foliage. The problem with that, once they start regrowing, they form a really hard core down the middle. So first job now, I'm going to take all these out and put them into storage. This is what we've got left of the parsnip. Not too bad. There was 2 in the ground which had got crown rot. So as I fetched them out, they'd gone rotten, so I've just binned them into the compost bin. That's the best of what I've picked. But even so, they were still okay. So this bed already cleared now. Well, 6 down, 6 to go. Not looking too bad at the moment. Some decent size. That's probably one of the best ones out of the crop. They do look a bit on the dry side and possibly scabby, but until I've actually given them a good washing and drying, we won't know what we've actually got. Well, I'm going to carry on and finish the last half a dozen buckets of these. And in the next one, I'll definitely be starting the bean bed. That's on the top of the list. So until next time, many thanks for watching. Stay safe all. See you soon.